What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 985. There's levels to this. Listen to me. If I decide to turn on the camera and I decide to talk trash about PlayStation or Xbox or any game or PC for whatever reason, right? If I decide to do that, there's a certain level of, okay, that's just Doc talking trash, that you understand. You understand that as someone that's just like you, the only difference is that I turn on a camera and decide to talk into the camera. I don't have the same level of credibility as somebody that's actually worked in the gaming industry, right? We understand that, right? So when I have a bias towards something, it is not as hurtful or detrimental to whatever thing I have the bias towards, because again, you understand as a viewer that's smart enough to realize, hey man, I just watched Doc just for the entertainment factor, just to escape reality for a little bit. Let me listen to what Doc is talking about. And we're talking about video games, things that you and I know really don't matter. We got way bigger problems, but it's nice sometimes to just be able to pretend like we care really deeply about something that we know we could just discard. It's nice to be able to have that, right? So then when you have someone with credibility that actually works in the space or worked in the space, that actually made a living off of this space, if they have a bias or they have a skewed view of reality, their opinion can actually be harmful. Because people like you and I that may be influenced by these people just based off of their position of what they did, of what they have done, we might actually look at them and be like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I believe it now. Or even if it doesn't make sense, you might be like, well, they said it, so there has to be some credibility there. That is extremely dangerous. And that's what this video is about. So apparently some Sony ex-developer or publisher or executive, I don't know who he was, decided to come out and say that Game Pass is dangerous. Something to the effect, and don't quote me on this, correct me if I'm wrong, but something to the effect that he said Game Pass is dangerous, or subscription services are dangerous because they give too much power, essentially, to the subscription service to then control what type of games come out. As if now that subscription services exist, creativity is going to go down. I have no idea what evidence he's grabbing this from. I have no idea where he's viewing this from. But again, the fact that he's somebody that worked in the industry is going to give him some form of credibility. But I'm here to tell you, he is utterly 100% wrong. He's wrong. I'll tell you what, okay? Do you know what stifles credibility? When these companies see that a certain type of game continues to be the game that produces the most revenue and profit, i.e., why we have so many battle royale games, free-to-play games with microtransactions, why we have so many shooters out there, right? Free-to-play game shooters and all this other stuff, right? To the point that even Sony is trying to make a free-to-play shooter. To the point that even Xbox made Halo a free-to-play live service game, right? So that's what stifles creativity, is when companies and publishers see exactly what's bringing in the money. Developers are ready to develop all kinds of stuff. People are filled with creativity. That's why you can watch YouTube, you could put a subject on YouTube and watch 50 different videos, because everybody's different. Everybody puts their own little spin on it. Everyone has their own different creativity on it. But you know what the problem is? When something continues to work and then you're doing it for profit, then that's when you have all these dumb thumbnails of people like, right? Or they'll be like, and it just this thing that irritates me. Like I see it and I'm like, I'm not clicking on your video because I know you made that stupid thumbnail so it could show up in my algorithm. And no, I don't want a whole bunch of YouTube pictures of people with stupid faces pointing at stuff. Not on my YouTube. That's a whole different rant. It's like, because I know you really posted for that video. It's so dumb. Anyways, but it's what works. So that's what people do. So what is working in gaming right now? Microtransactions, live service games. That's what he should be talking about. He should be talking about how live service games stifle creativity. That's what hurts creativity, is live service games. Sony wasting all this time and money on live service games. Xbox putting money into Game Pass or focusing on Game Pass is not hurting anybody. It's not hurting developers. It's not hurting gamers. If anything, you could argue it's hurting Xbox more than anything, right? If you wanted to make that argument. But hurting the gaming industry, you got to be stupid to believe that. If you are a Game Pass gamer, you yourself know that you have played and tried more games of different genres than you ever have. You're going to see in the comment section. You have tried more games than you ever have just because they've been on Game Pass. Now, for those small developers that want to go ahead and try something new, or they don't have a big budget or whatever, I don't know what that split looks like with Microsoft and Game Pass. But from what I've heard, it's, hey, for some studios, they'll cover the cost of the development. Man, that means anything else that gets bought sounds like it's pure profit. That's what it sounds like to me. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. And it's sad because this is supposed to be some dude with some type of credibility. And here's a guy, I was going to say in my bathroom, but I'm not in my bathroom right now, with a camera on a tripod talking to a camera that's making more sense than this guy is. Game Pass has not hurt the gaming industry. If anything, Game Pass is going to disrupt the gaming industry in a positive way for gamers, because you're going to have to compete. Your game's going to have to be really good, because we have so many games to play. Doc Dog went on A5. There's levels to this. Here's the other thing too, right? He said if it's a problem if that's the only way you could acquire your games. This dude doesn't even know that you could buy games too. Game Pass is not. It's not just Game Pass or bust. Like, no, you can still buy these games, even on the Xbox platform. Game Pass is not even the only way to play game on Xbox. You realize that, right? So you can still buy these games. So again, he doesn't know what he's talking about. That dog went on A5. There's levels to this. I mean, I don't want to call it the Xbox tax, but it is what it is. We out. Peace.